This is Naomi with Naomi Tarot. If you'd like your own reading, go to naomitarot.com. If you'd like to see more sign readings, light worker messages, royal readings, and current event readings, go to my Patreon, patreon.com/Naomi Tarot. Pick a card, 1, 2, or 3. What will your life look like 1 month from now? This is a timeless reading. What will your life look like 1 month from now? If you chose message number 1, the way your life will look 1 month from now is, okay. So it looks like you are being asked to, despite your hesitation with accepting the goodness that the universe wants to give you, you're being asked to open your heart up and to release this sense of frustration and this negative cycle you've gone through, and to trust your intuition and that everything is working out for its highest good. These cards are from the Fountain Tarot deck, by the way, these new cards. They're very soft pastel colors. It's all created by men, so it has a very divine masculine energy. It's a less feminine energy in these cards. If you look at the geometric shapes in it and everything that they decided to put in it, you can see the masculine energy reflected in them. So you're being asked to trust your intuition. Stop hitting your head against a brick wall with something that hasn't been working. Release the Seven of Wands frustration. Release it. You see his hands out. Release it. Trust that everything's going to work out okay. Accept the goodness that's trying to come to you. But if you keep doing the same thing over and over again with no different results, you're not going to be able to accept the goodness. You've rejected that for quite some time. Instead of taking the cup out of the box, you've kept it locked away. You've been carrying a very heavy burden, Ten of Wands, for quite some time, and it's going to take, again, High Priestess, Queen of Cups, very similar. It's going to take inner knowingness to see what it is in your life that needs to go. What needs to change? Something needs to revolutionize in your life, because you cannot keep doing the same thing if you want to find this inner peace, this inner knowingness, and stop rejecting those gifts that the universe is trying to give to you. Do you think you're unworthy? Do you think you don't deserve something? Is it that you fear change because change is unknown? Well, there is something that you have been rejecting for quite some time, and enough is enough. It's time to stop this cycle. It's time to move on. It's time to accept that the universe, God, Goddess wants to give you this goodness, but you have to change something about the way you've been living your life in order to accept it. We are going into 2021, the year of change. If you think 2020 was a big deal, wait till you see 2021. And I'm telling you that right now as somebody who predicted this pandemic. I have video evidence of me predicting something huge happening in 2020, and which is why I left New York long before the virus got there. I officially stopped being a resident of the state of New York in December 2020. Late December 2020. 2019. That was right before COVID came to the city. That just goes to show my intuition's spot on. I do this for a living for a reason, and I'm telling you guys right now, whether you like it or not, there is more change coming in 2021. It ain't going to get slower. It's going to speed up. So be prepared. What changes do you need to make in your own life? On a small scale level, what changes do you need to embrace? Think about that, because you're going to flow more into the direction you know is intuitively, you are being intuitively guided to by making those changes. If you chose message number 2, what is going to happen in the next month from now? This is a timeless reading. You can watch it at any time. I may say specific dates in the reading, but you can watch this certainly in any year and it still should resonate. 1 month from now, You're going to be accepting some level of abundance in your life. You're going to be releasing yourself from a negative repeating pattern. Maybe you feel stuck with something. Not time to feel stuck anymore. There's going to be some kind of movement for you, number 2. Maybe change of job, change of location, change of outlook, change of sexual or romantic partner. There is something that's going to change because you felt stagnant. You're moving forward, releasing yourself from a trap, taking that cautious step forward, but taking it. That's the point. You're taking a chance. Whether it's cautious or not, you're doing it. So you're kind of progressing on from what number 1's message was. Number 1 is kind of stuck, and they're getting that push from the universe, from God, Goddess, from me to tell them, go, do it, right? You actually are in the process of changing. You are in the process of taking that chance and going forward. You're done with this hanged man energy of uncertainty. You want to find your abundance with the Queen of Pentacles. You've had enough. You're like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready, universe. Maybe this is a new relationship because we have the Lovers, we have the King of Cups, we have the Queen of Pentacles, and we have the Hanged Man. Maybe you've been uncertain. He's been uncertain about her, or she's been uncertain about him, or they could be the same sex. It doesn't matter. One's masculine, one's feminine, could be all genders. Somebody's been uncertain about somebody in this situation, and they haven't really known if they should move forward or not, and they don't know if they should take that step. Well, universe is saying, Ace of Swords, do it already, okay? Take that step, and you are in the process of doing that. You finally made your decision, and you said, you know, I'm not going to live in this trapped, warped, circular energy any longer. I'm not going to allow myself to feel this sense of, should I stay or should I go? Should I do this or should I do that? I'm just going to do it. You're actually making the decision to act on spirit, to act on intuition. Maybe you're taking a chance on a new person in a relationship, or you're taking a chance on some offer somebody gave you. Maybe they said you could stay somewhere, or they said that they could help you out with an investment with a business, or they want to go in a partnership with you, or they're a new client. You decided to go forward with something new, and it's going to pay off. Your shrewdness, your crown chakra energy, using the mind, is going to pay off. You decided to narrow your focus. Narrow your focus, 7 of Cups, and stop overwhelming yourself with so many different things. You can never perfect anything or excel at it if you spread yourself too thin. So you need to narrow it down, whether it's 2 things, 3 things, 4 things, whatever it is, whatever that number is for you. You narrow down your focus so you can perfect. And because of taking this chance, you're going to move on to calmer waters. You're going to find yourself releasing yourself from a trap that you had been in, or a negative cycle. You see 8 of Swords is repeating twice, and it's in the reverse twice. Okay? I have it the wrong way. Wait a minute, that was the right way. It's in the reverse twice because it's saying you finally get it. You finally see what the trap was. And you're like, I'm going to do this. I'm not going to let things hold me back anymore. Maybe it's leaving that person. Maybe it's not coming together with that person and giving them a chance. Maybe it's leaving them. But whatever it is, if it's being with them and taking a chance on them, or taking their offer, or leaving them, you have made peace with this decision. You feel confident in this decision with the Chariot, and you're just going to go forward, and you're going to take this abundance that you're going to be rewarded with because of that. And this change is going to be so positive for you. You're just going to keep going, going, going. There's a lot of action for you, a lot of doing things in the next couple of months, especially the next month, because this is a month-to-month reading. And you're going to see, why didn't I make this change earlier? Geez, you know? The universe is rewarding you, and money is one of the ways in which you're given a signal that you're in the right direction. You know, people like to, in the spiritual community, talk badly about money, like money's the root of all evil and all that. Well, that's more in the religious community than the spiritual community. Money is energy like anything else. Money is energy like anything else, and it is a reflection of the energy surrounding you. Are you in an impoverished mind, or are you in an abundant mind? Liberate yourself from the old way of thinking and step into the new, and you will be rewarded. Message number 3, if you chose message number 3, what's going to happen in a month from now? There's a little dissatisfaction going on, number 3. You feel blocked from a victory of some kind, and like you just can't do something any longer. Maybe feeling a little bit of depression, sadness, letdown. It's time to walk away from that feeling of helplessness. Yes, it's okay to be in your emotions, in your Queen of Cups, in your moon. It's okay to be in your feelings. I'd never condemn you for that. I am a therapist, remember, and a card reader. I only do this legally as a card reader when it's on my website, but I also am a trained therapist outside. Or if a specific therapy or coaching session is ordered with me paid in cash, yes, I could do it as a therapist. But right now, this is as a tarot reader. But I can tell you, as my training as a therapist, just what I know as psychology, it's perfectly fine to be in your feelings. I would never condemn your feelings. If you are in touch with them, that's a good thing. It's more unhealthy to suppress, because suppress causes people to do crazy shit, whether it's break things or go into a school and do all kinds of crazy shit that we see on the news. Suppression of emotions can be very dangerous. So I say that feeling your emotions and experiencing them and acknowledging them is better. It's better to cry than to hold it in other words. It's better to cry than to scream at people and act violent, right? But this is not about rejecting your emotions. What this is about, that being said, is that you're allowing your emotions to overtake you. You're drowning in cups right now. You're drowning in the moon. You're drowning in this ocean right here. And it's so much to the point that, see, this is the cause of what's underneath here. You see that? Dissatisfaction. Feel like you can't move forward and rise up, Six of Wands, to the victory and rise up out of this difficulty. Feeling frustrated, like you can't persevere, Nine of Wands reversed. The pyramid is reversed. You're falling down from it rather than climbing it. And the Ace of Wands is reversed. Instead of pointing to the sky, it's pointing down to the ground. So why? Why is this? Well, sometimes if we get caught in our emotions too much, and especially these watery, deep emotions of the water signs, of the cups, of the water, of the hearts, it becomes something that we know as depression, or what we call depression, what we also can call low vibration in the spiritual community. Now, that's not to say, oh, you're low vibration and condemning you, and not at all. There's nothing wrong with you for being depressed or feeling let down about something or feeling disenchanted, disappointed, apathetic. But how can you pull yourself out of this is what we need to figure out, because that's not doing anything for your spirit at this point. It's not doing anything for your life. It's just dragging you further and further down into the abyss. Yes, maybe something very heartbreaking. Three of Swords happened recently, and King of Cups reversed. You felt that. You felt that. Look at all these cups and emotions. But you're stronger than you think. Strength. That's reminding you that you have the ability to overcome this. You have the ability to strengthen yourself and rise above these emotions, this fear. Maybe it's what's going on in the collective, you know? It doesn't have to be you're just feeling this because of you or something's wrong with you. Sometimes people feel depression for no apparent reason. It's a chemical thing in their brain. Sometimes they have a direct reason why they're depressed. There's many different causes of depression. Also, it could be what's going on in the collective, you know, having to stay inside for days on end, which is what a lot of people have done throughout the world, having their freedoms taken away, being restricted, because whether or not you agree with the reason for it, that's still what it is. It's liberties and freedoms being taken from you. When you used to live a certain way, you no longer can, and you answer to a nanny state. So because of this, naturally the reaction to people not getting enough vitamin D outside, staying inside, feeling isolation is depression. And the cards are reminding you that you have the strength to overcome this. But don't pressure yourself or beat yourself up over being sad about something. Acknowledge the depression. A helpful exercise you can do is you can say, when I used to do crisis work, I can give you an example of what I would suggest. You can sit down with a piece of paper, or if you don't want to use paper, you can just say out loud to yourself, how do I feel right now? And then if you have nothing, ask again, how do I really feel right now? And then if the answer is anger or sadness, I want you to say that out loud to yourself. I feel angry. I feel sad. And then I want you to breathe in, take a deep breath in, and then breathe out and count 3 while you're doing it, because what that's doing is it's acknowledging the pain and then releasing it. A lot of times people move throughout the life unconsciously and in their subconscious mind, not realizing how it is affecting them because they are not fully acknowledging the sadness and the pain and the sadness that they are experiencing. And the more you move through that, then you can finally start to use intentions. So I don't want you to do intentions first, because that's just going to tell you a fake reality that's not even occurring. I don't want you to say all is well, I feel great, if you don't feel great. A lot of spiritual gurus, not to knock them, not all of them are like this, but ones that you can tell do not have a background in psychology, are always pressuring everybody to say, oh, you can do it if you really want to, and distance yourself from negative people with the law of attraction. Well, that's just a very abusive way, actually, to treat other people, because it's telling them that they're not valuable and they're not worthy to be around somebody just because they're depressed. So instead of that approach, acknowledge the sadness, acknowledge the pain. And then when you start to feel a little bit better, I want you to then affirm how you would like to feel. So then you can start by saying, I am feeling better and better. I am feeling good. I am feeling joy, and progress day after day. And try to do things that you found joy in, that once made you feel happy or distracted you from something that was making you feel bad. And you'll start to see yourself feeling better and better, because I see you persevering out of whatever is going on. You've just got to put your mind to it and your focus, King of Swords, to having this inner peace once more. And that inner peace comes from trusting yourself, knowing yourself, and loving yourself. And that means loving yourself just as much when you're sad as when you're happy, and acknowledging that that's okay.